Harris, saying she has a plan to lower the cost of living for families on everything from health care to groceries.
Under my plan, more than 100 million Americans will get a tax break, and thousands of dollars of your hard-earned money will go back into your pocket.
Former President Trump in Tucson, Arizona, announcing another portion of his tax cut plan, ending all taxes on overtime.
That gives people more of an incentive to work. It gives the companies it's a lot easier to get the people. And, I went to some economists, great ones, and I said, what do you think? They said, it would be unbelievable. You'll get a whole new workforce by doing that.
Trump also repeated what he posted on his Truth Social site earlier, that he will not debate Vice President Harris again. The latest Fox News power ranking showed Trump losing his edge in two key battleground states.
Former President Donald Trump has lost his edge in Georgia and North Carolina in the latest Fox News power rankings, giving Vice President Kamala Harris a slight lead in the overall forecast for the first time, all based on averages from several various national polls conducted before the debate. But with 6 toss-up states on the map worth a combined 78 electoral votes, this election is still anyone's game. And as the former president remains competitive in this race and leading nationally on 2 major issues, the cost of living and illegal immigration.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. The Justice Department is reportedly preparing criminal charges in connection with an Iranian attack that targeted Donald Trump's presidential campaign. That's according to the Associated Press. The charge is the result of an FBI investigation into a hack targeting Trump advisors. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It was all on the table Thursday. Cloudy and cool overnight with a low of 65. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending this hour. Sexual misconduct, a new proposal, and Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett taking questions. John Herrick reports on a Thursday news conference.
Accusations of sexual harassment against Hogsett's former deputy mayor, Thomas Cook, have been going on for nearly a decade. Cook's victims say Hogsett didn't do nearly enough to stop him. Many people in Indianapolis have wondered if it was because Cook has dirt on Hogsett, but Hogsett says that's inaccurate.
That I, at any point in time, have worried that Thomas Cook would had information about me that he would share with other people.
Also on Thursday, Hogsett signed a proposal allowing an investigative committee to look into sexual harassment accusations within the mayor's administration. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A 5-point plan to eventually legalize marijuana in the Hoosier State revealed Thursday by Democratic candidate for governor Jennifer McCormick. She says the economic benefits are clear.
I mean, $172 million is an estimate, but that's a lot of money that could be used for a lot of needs in the state of Indiana at that local level.
The plan begins by setting up a commission to manage Indiana's cannabis industry. You're paying an average of $3.16 a gallon for gas, says AAA. That's down 14 cents from last week, down 31 cents from last month, and 8 cents below the national average. I'm Donnie Burgess, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. And now the forecast, brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Cloudy conditions will overtake the skies and temperatures will drop into the mid-60s, but we likely are rain-free until Friday afternoon. Friday itself looking overcast with high temperature around 83 degrees. I'm with TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Narsutis for 93 WIBC.
When you have a stuffy nose, life can be a bit unpleasant. Some live every day with a stuffy nose, and that can make life downright miserable. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula with Advent, where we are committed to eliminating your nasal breathing problems with simple in-office procedures like balloon sinuplasty, which requires no surgical cuts, little to no downtime, and can have you breathing better in less than 30 minutes. At Advent, we understand your inability to breathe freely limits your quality of life, and that's why we continue to pioneer the most advanced in-office procedures that have made our practice a global destination for those seeking to live their highest quality of life. Visit AdventKnows.com to see if you're a candidate for the balloon sinuplasty procedure. Because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
results may vary.
When it's time to renovate, it's time to call Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com, because it's about the process. It's about dealing with professionals who are with you every step of the way, communicating how things work. The best craftsmen and professionals who have been doing kitchens and bathrooms in Indianapolis for 2 decades. Talk to Booher Remodeling today about how they work and why it will work for you and your new kitchen. Call 317-852-5546, 852-5546, or online at Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com.
Can you hear me?
So can your customers. Get your message heard. Text business to 71007 now. Get results with Radio 1.
Hammer and Nigel here, inviting you to join us as we kick off the weekend every Friday around 5:45 with Beer Sample Friday, brought to you by our friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Indy Humane. Find your new best friend today. Visit indyhumane.org.
Tony Katz.
It's Kendall and Casey, the Hammer and Nigel show.
All right, well, when does your show start? Do we know? I feel like I've been promoting this for 9 years now.
This is the Tony Kinnett Cast on 93 WIBC.
Welcome to the Tony Kinnett Cast. You're listening to 93 WIBC. I'm your host for the evening. My name is Jerry Lopez. You can find me on X at Indy Spanglish. And we have a heck of a show on tap. I'm really excited for this one. Lots of fun stuff coming up. We're going to talk the debate first. But we have our segment, Hold the L, where I give an award to the biggest loser of the week, which is going to be a good one. We have awful tweets still. We're going to do awful tweets this Awful Tweets Thursday. And then I have a song that you guys are going to want to hear. It's the newest TikTok trend. You're going to be laughing your tail off when you hear this. But let's jump right into it, all right? So my name is Jerry Lopez. I've hosted a couple times here on Tony's show. I've also been on with Hammer and Nigel, the fellas. Like I said, my name is at Indy Spanglish on Twitter. If you're there, hope to follow you. Hope you follow me. We can have a lot of fun together. I am a first-generation American, proud conservative. Was in the U.S. Army as a counterterrorism analyst, deployed to Iraq twice. On the question of where were you on 9/11, 20-year-old Jerry Lopez was doing sit-ups in the rain at Fort Lewis, Washington. Now, keep in mind, everybody that does PT or physical training in the Army, all that training takes place at 6:30 in the morning, regardless of where you're at. Okay, so if you're on the West Coast, it's at 6:30 in the morning, but that's 9:30 on the East Coast, and vice versa. Let's say you're at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, it's 6:30 in the morning there. You're actually doing PT at 3:30 in the morning, West Coast. So keep this in mind. 20-year-old Jerry Lopez doing sit-ups in the rain, 6:30 in the morning on the West Coast. What was happening on the East Coast at that exact same time? That's when the planes got hit. All right, so now you have 20-year-old Jerry freaking out because I think we're going to war right now. Everybody run upstairs, change your clothes. Here we go. We're watching it on TV. And then we didn't do anything for 2 or 3 years. So that's kind of where was I on 9/11. I was doing sit-ups with no beard. So let's jump into this debate, or as I like to call it, orange versus the new black. It was less than exciting. It was. And if we're being honest with each other, I think Trump lost. I don't think it changes anything because if they talk about undecided voters, and I think maybe 45% of the people know who they're going to vote for Trump, 45% know they're going to vote for Kamala. And, there might be 10% to play with, but I don't think a lot of those people really judged who they were going to vote for on the debate or on an endorsement that we're going to talk about a little later on. So just to recap the debate, my issue with the whole debate was the moderation. That was it. It was clearly 3-on-1. And I think that got to Trump. And there were a couple times where he got trumped. Kamala did him the way that he does other people, right? You attack a personal attack. Next thing you know, you forget what you're talking about. Okay, so right off the bat, the first thing that I noticed, okay, so they bring her out, Vice President Kamala Harris. And she comes out, and she walks a little bit slower towards the middle. Previous President Donald Trump. Now, this guy walked where? He walked straight to his podium, okay? And what did Kamala do? Kamala chased him down behind the podium and shook his hand. And I thought for a second, that is probably the first time a politician's ever gone limp in Kamala's hand, right? That's probably the first time that that's ever happened. So right there off the bat, she knew she was running things because she could feel it in her hand that Don was not ready, okay? So right off the bat, the first question is, based off Americans say they were a lot happier and the economy was a lot better 4 years ago, what are your thoughts? And she didn't even answer the question. She talked about she was raised as a middle-class family. This, here's my plans for the future and here's my dreams for the future, but never even answered the question about does she think that we are better off than we were 4 years ago? And the answer to that is easily no. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. The answer is no, we're not better off than we were 4 years ago. Okay, then they asked Trump, and Trump gives his answer, and then immediate fact check, boom, right? That's not correct, Mr. Trump. And then, Kamala, what do you think about what Trump said, right? So it was, hey, Trump, you said these really nasty things. And then Trump has to defend that take. And then they asked Kamala, what does she think about what Trump said that was horrible, right? It was clearly 3-on-1. It's now coming out that the female moderator is a sorority sister of Kamala Harris. It's also coming out now that the person that set up the debate on ABC News allegedly was the one that introduced VP Harris to her husband Doug. All right, so it's a party, and we're not in it. All right, but so my question to you is, what is the job of a moderator, right? Because Trump just came out today and said there's no third debate, and honestly, I don't think he should because he's the one with everything to lose. Okay. And I think if Kamala knew she got trounced, she wouldn't be asking for a third debate. All right. People know what's going on out there. But the job of a moderator to me is to be unbiased. You're not even there to answer any questions. You're there to make sure that people don't go over on time. That's literally what I think your only job is to do. Mr. Trump, you have 2 minutes. At 2 minutes, you're done. Boom. Your job is not to fact check in real time. And in this case, they only fact checked one candidate. Okay, so I'm going to play now the most egregious lines. This lady repeated every single debunked lie in this clip that you're going to hear, and it was never even fact-checked.
Nancy Pelosi was responsible. She didn't do her job.
The question was about you as president, not about former Speaker Pelosi, but I do want Vice President Harris to respond here.
I was at the Capitol on January 6th. I was the vice president-elect. I was also an acting senator. I was there. And on that day, the president of the United States incited a violent mob to attack our nation's capital, to desecrate our nation's capital. On that day, 140 law enforcement officers were injured, and some died. And understand, the former president has been indicted and impeached for exactly that reason. But this is not an isolated situation. Let's remember Charlottesville, where there was a mob of people carrying tiki torches, spewing anti-Semitic hate. And what did the president then at the time say? There were fine people on each side. Let's remember that when it came to the Proud Boys, a militia, the president said, the former president said, stand back and stand by. So for everyone watching who remembers what January 6th was, I say we don't have to go back. Let's not go back. We're not going back. It's time to turn the page. And if that was a bridge too far for you, well, there is a place in our campaign for you to stand for country, to stand for our democracy, to stand for rule of law, and to end the chaos, and to end the approach that is about attacking the foundations of our democracy because you don't like the outcome. And be clear on that point. Donald Trump, the candidate, has said in this election there will be a bloodbath if this and the outcome of this election is not to his liking. Let's turn the page on this. Let's not go back. Let's chart a course for the future and not go backwards to the past.
Now, how many lies did you hear in that 2-minute segment? And not one time was she fact-checked, right? The good people on both sides, lie. Only one person died on J6, and it was Ashley Babbitt. That the other stuff she's saying is a lie. The bloodbath is a lie. It was talking about companies and working through factories, all right? Lies. It's all lies, but she wasn't fact-checked one time, and you have to ask yourself why. Well, here's the beauty of it. We're about to fact-check her on our next segment. So get your friend that's voting for Kamala, send him a link, 93.1 WIBC. We got the receipts. We're bringing the heat. We'll see you here in a couple minutes.
Attention, we have some delightful news, and it's kind of a big deal. You're invited to the first WIBC Pop-Up Pickleball Social, presented by Franciscan Health at Craig Park in Greenwood, Saturday, September 28th. Sign up for the Pickleball Clinic. See your favorite personalities pick up their paddles, plus open play and kids' activities. All the details are at WIBC.com. Get in the game. But to stay out of the kitchen.
Oh, I see what you did there.
With Franciscan Health and 93 WIBC.
Whether it's the good food or the friendly mood, you can count on Indiana to never lose when it comes to tailgating. And we want to see you at every game. That's why Hubler's got you covered with the best warranty around. So kick off the season in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Choose from over 2,000 Chevys, Fords, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes and models. Certified. Luxury. Even the hard-to-find ones. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty and includes a 128-point vehicle inspection, plus a free Carfax history report. Keep the tradition alive, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles.
Hubler's got you covered.
Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 12 locations.
Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
By now, you've heard all of our ads. America's largest injury law firm. But what does that really mean for our clients, for you? It means that when you hire us, you don't just get a lawyer, you get a legal army. Almost 800 lawyers alone. That army includes an entire legal team, specialist lawyers, investigators, and a 24/7 client satisfaction staff. Just like if you were going into surgery, you wouldn't trust one person to handle the paperwork, the scheduling, the anesthesia, and the surgery. Have you ever seen a surgeon operating alone and without resources? No way. Why would you trust a small firm with your case? Your case is a big deal to us. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This September, Diamonds Direct's ultimate offer is back, stronger than ever. Diamonds Direct helps you get the perfect jewelry gift with 0% interest. That's right, enjoy 5 years of 0% financing on any Diamonds Direct purchase. It's your chance to get her the perfect ring with 0 interest and comfortable monthly payments that fit your budget. But act fast. This offer ends September 30th. For details and more, visit diamondsdirect.com. Spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest on approved credit. Only at Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
My name is Jamie Bowles, and I was diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer in December of 2018. Nobody would even know looking at me that I have stage 4 lung cancer, and I'm grateful for biomarker testing for that. When I was sitting down with my oncologist, there was already state-of-the-art medication available that I was going to be put on right then and there. Ask your doctor how comprehensive biomarker testing before treatment may help you decide on the best treatment. Visit noonemissed.org to learn more.
A public service message from Longevity Foundation.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first time Nana moments.
And welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm a veteran. We hit a mine in Vietnam. When I came home, I didn't know where to turn.
As America's veterans face challenges,
DAV is there.
My victory's been never giving up hope. My wife is always there to remind me we have a life to live.
DAV provides a lifetime of support, helping veterans of every generation get the benefits they've earned.
I am a veteran, but after I got out, I spent 2 years alone and homeless.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans so they can reach victories great and small.
My victory was finding the support to get back on my feet. Now I'm getting things right with my family.
I finally admitted, with my PTSD, I wasn't doing well.
But there's more to be done and more victories to be won.
Now I wish I'd found DAV sooner. I am a veteran. My victory is just enjoying each day.
Help support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Miss M's Home and Garden, Johnson County's fall nursery headquarters.
You're listening to the Tony Kinnett Cast on 93 WIBC.
Welcome back to the Tony Kinnett Cast. My name is Jerry Lopez, sitting in for our Tony Kinnett today. Hope your day is going great. If you're looking for me, you can find me on X. My username is Indy Spanglish. Listen, we got the receipts now. Hopefully you went and got your friend. You called your mom. You told everybody, look, you need to tune in right now to WIBC because this dude is about to lay it all out. We're going to use Kamala's own words to let you know what her policy is because, like Trump said, her policy just says run, spot, run, right? There's not much. Unless Trump comes out with a new policy like no taxes on tips that Kamala wants to steal. Or if you didn't notice today, he just said that his campaign would love to do no taxes on overtime, which I thought was awesome. Right? Anything you can do to get more money in the pocket. But let's hit some of these debate highlights and some of the things that I like. So one of the big things that was talked about was guns. All right. Gun confiscation has been something that Kamala Harris has talked about in the past. Now, half of this, you're going to hear her from the debate. All right. So what she said to Donald Trump on debate night about what her and Governor Walz thought about guns and taking guns away from people. The second half of this segment, or the second half of this clip, you're going to hear what Kamala actually said when she was being interviewed in 2020.
And then this business about taking everyone's guns away. Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away. So stop with the continuous lying about this stuff. As it relates to the Affordable Care Act, understand, just look at the history to know where people stand.
What would you do about the millions of, specifically, assault weapons that are already in circulation? What do you do about those?
Well, there are approximately 5 million, to your point, Craig. We have to have a buyback program, and I support a mandatory buyback program.
Now, I'm going to let you know the most important word in anything she said, and that's that dirty M word, right? Mandatory, okay? Now, for those of you that don't know what mandatory means you have no choice, all right? No choice, all right? When I was in their service, we had something called mandatory fun. You have no choice. You're going to go to this party. You're going to smile. You're going to have fun. But you got to go. All right. If you're a husband out there, I'm sure you've attended mandatory fun events with your wife. Okay. If you're a wife out there listening, you've attended mandatory fun probably on Sundays watching football. Might have mandatory fun today at 8 o'clock for the Thursday night football game. But mandatory means you have no choice. All right. Here's Kamala Harris talking about the same thing. Her mandatory gun buy program.
I support buybacks, and I think that, look, we have 5 million assault weapons on the streets of America, and we have 5 million assault weapons on the streets of America. And assault weapons have been designed to kill a lot of human beings quickly. They are weapons of war, and there is no place for them on a civil society, on the streets of a civil society. And it's something I'm so passionate about and so looking forward to being president to address. We've got to deal with this.
How mandatory is your gun buyback program?
It's mandatory.
Second Amendment?
The Second Amendment, listen, we're going to have to do it the right way. There's no question about that. But we don't have any, we have to get these guns off the street. But I also, I have faith in the American people to know that, that we want to comply with
our laws, and that I know that to be true.
Yeah, so she's going to take your guns away. All right, and she's said it straight up. It doesn't matter what she says on debate night, because that's when the most people are listening. But if you're one of those do your own research people, this is where we do the research for you. So hopefully you've told your neighbor, hey, look, dude, she's going to take your guns away. I know she didn't say that, but she has said it. How about this? All right, on the heels of 9/11, she had this to say about an attack on democracy.
Donald Trump left us the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War.
Since the Civil War. Since the Civil War, J6, in her opinion, was the worst attack on our democracy. And this is my problem with that frame of thinking. Conservatives are the party of guns. Conservatives are the 2A party who clearly say, my weapon is to defend myself from a tyrannical government. We didn't bring any guns on J6, dude. If we wanted to overthrow the government, we would have brought some guns. All right? And you can't tell me that all these people don't have a bunch of guns. There's more guns than people in some of these areas. Okay? So if they wanted to take over the government, I think they would have brought a gun. But what about Pearl Harbor? What about 9/11? 9/11 was right there. And she didn't even bring that up since the Civil War. Okay. Now, funny enough, who fought in the Civil War? What was the Civil War fought over? Who won and who freed the slaves? If you answered conservatives, ding, 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 you won the prize for today. All right. So here is the one thing that everybody took from the debate, and it's too bad, but it is pretty funny. It's when Donald Trump brought up the hungry, hungry Haitians.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
Now, your next door neighbor has been talking about this forever. Every time you see them, what is your boy talking about? They're eating pets now? Ha, 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 ha. Well, you know, ABC had to fact check him.
Verify here. You bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is the
people on television say my dog was taken and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from
television. But the people are on television saying their dog was eaten by the people that went there.
Hey, listen, if you know anything about a city manager, his job is to be the PR person kind of for the city, and there's no way he's going to be like, yeah, brother, eating all the dogs here. He can't say that. All right, so let's go to a city council meeting and actually hear from a resident who, mind you, this is an African-American, doesn't have on any Trump gear. This is not even a political statement at all. This is straight from a resident in the city.
That's what they're used to, bro. They're in the park grabbing up ducks by their neck and cutting their head off and walking off with them and eating them. Like, y'all get the Highway State Patrol down here.
Bruh, you're eating the ducks out of the pond? All right, well, you know what? They weren't talking about ducks, Jerry. They weren't talking about ducks. They were talking about pets, right? Pets. Well, we got the receipt for that one, too. Here's where the police arrested a lady for eating a cat in a driveway.
Did you eat that cat? Did you eat it? No, why'd you kill it? Get in there. It's ridiculous. Did you guys see all this?
No, we pulled up and she was just laying there with me.
Did you see her eating it?
Eating it.
She was eating it?
Yeah. She said, but it's blood on the...
Can we confirm they are now eating the cats? Like, is this good enough proof for you? Is this enough? Well, you know what? Man, I'm here to bring a little bit of swag to the station, a little different point of view. So turn your radios up. It's that time. Get ready for the Indy Spanglish remix.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Eat the cat. 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 They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
And ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals.
Hey, we're going to play the full version of that song for you at the end of the show, so you're going to want to make sure you tune in. Call everybody you know. Say, listen, you're going to want to hit record old school style. Grab you a cassette, put some tissues in the top, record the radio. We're going to bump the full version at the end of the show. But next segment, we're coming back with awful tweets. If you've heard about it, we're going to bring the heat. So come right back. You're listening to 93.1 WIBC.
Hey, it's Rob. If you want to grow your hair back, check out the precision and accuracy of the Artist Robotic FUE at We Grow Hair Indy. You'll be amazed at the permanent natural results you can get and get back to work ASAP. Darren Andrews, Clinic Director of We Grow Hair Indy, is here to tell us more.
The Artist Robotic FUE hair transplant at We Grow Hair Indy, one of the most sophisticated hair transplant procedures available. The accuracy and the precision of the Artist Robotic FUE is what clients love the most. Get the results you want with our Artist FUE or multi-unit hair grafting procedure.
Don't wait. Call today and find out more about the Artist Robotic FUE at WeGrowHairIndy.com. Call 317-522-2995 for your hair evaluation. 317-522-2995 or go to WeGrowHairIndy.com and grow your hair back today.
Everyone's talking about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation, like your neighbor Brett.
We did Galaxy for the sidewalks and also the porch. The porch had a few pits. Galaxy said that was no problem.
Home or business, Galaxy Concrete Coatings got you covered.
Obviously with the front sidewalk and step, so we didn't worry about any kind of slipping. You know, you're concerned about that after rain. And then when it did dry, it didn't spot, it didn't stain. It was just like it had been done yesterday.
Lots of styles to choose from, 4 times stronger than epoxy, and a 15-year warranty.
It's one thing that my wife commented on was how easy the Galaxy coating swept versus just the bare concrete.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com now. That's Galaxy Concrete Coatings. And remember to like us on Facebook. Galaxy Concrete Coatings. We're out of this world.
We moved here recently. I didn't even think twice about calling anyone else but Galaxy to come do this house.
Close your eyes and picture it. The warm sun on your face. The sound of waves lapping against the shore. What if I told you that feeling of summer relaxation could be yours all year round? At Howard Bailey Financial, we specialize in retirement planning that lets you embrace that summer state of mind every day. Imagine knowing that your future is secure. With our expert advisors, we'll craft a personalized retirement plan tailored to your dreams. Whether it's traveling the world or pursuing your passions, we'll ensure that your retirement is as carefree and fulfilling as a relaxing summer afternoon. Embrace a summer state of mind and text SUMMER to 888-494-5004 to download our complimentary retirement toolkit and experience your retirement planning with confidence.
This endorsement was not provided by a client of Howard Bailey. This individual was compensated for this endorsement. For more information, visit howardbailey.com/TS1.
Do you need air conditioning service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust, like B&W Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning? Find that American Standard Air dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun. Brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
You might wonder, John Legend, how do you keep your voice sounding so legendary? Honey. And how do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season, designed for recent variants.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC.
The fresher, the better.
Ask your healthcare provider about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
Sponsored by Pfizer. The Phone Ready quiz from the American Academy of Pediatrics will help you decide if you and your child are ready for their first phone. Go to healthychildren.org/phone ready quiz.
To celebrate, Bee employee owned, Bee's offering employee pricing 60% off plus 18 months, no interest, no payment.
Proud to be employee owned. Trust me.
Awful tweets, the ones that no one ever deletes.
Awful tweets on the Tony Kinnett Show.
On 93 WIBC.
Hey, welcome back to WIBC. I'm your host for the evening, Jerry Lopez at Indy Spanglish. You hear me every Thursday for this segment, so it's kind of awesome to be here on today to do the segment. So, hey, we're going to bring the heat for awful tweets. I found what I think is probably the worst tweet/message that anybody could ever post. I don't think we'll ever find one worse than this. So what is your worst fear when you send somebody, I don't know, let's say you're sending your husband a flattering photo. What's your worst fear? That it goes to the wrong person, right? Would be your number one fear, okay? Or have you ever been talking about somebody and you got to look at your phone just to make sure you don't call them on accident while you're about to say what you're saying? Listen to what happened to Shannon Sharp.
I did not know IG Live. I've never been on IG Live. I've never turned IG Live on. So I don't know how it works. And so all of a sudden, my other phone is going off and people are calling me FaceTime that I've never talked to a day in my life on FaceTime. And it didn't, I'm like, why are y'all calling me FaceTime? And after a while, Jamie, and he says, Shannon, you on IG Live. I'm like, doing what? You know, I'm like, what am I on IG Live for? I ain't hit no IG Live button. He says, they can hear. I'm like, so now, Ocho, you know, I say, ask for patience. He said they can hear. And now I'm starting to get agitated again because you called me and say I'm on IG Live when I know I didn't click myself on IG Live. And he said they can hear me. I said, hear me doing what? He said, it sounds like you were having sex. Man, my heart sank. It dropped.
Well, like, can you find a worse post than that one? Right? That is horrible. So he comes out today and makes this whole statement, ESPN, and by all means, it's two consensual adults in a healthy relationship. We have no reason to think that anything nefarious was going on at all. That just sucks. All right, that just sucks. So let's get to some other tweets. So today, Kamala Harris, and this is what kills me. All right, this is how stupid she thinks the general public are, and honestly, maybe a large portion of them are. We all know that Project 2025, sure, they tried to say Donald Trump was responsible for it. He's come out and said multiple times in multiple different atmospheres, whether it's a debate, whether it's a press conference, anywhere, that he has nothing to do with Project 2025. He even said it at the debate. I had nothing to do with Project 2025. For all I know, they have some good things, some bad things, but it has nothing to do with me. Well, today, Kamala Harris tweets out, learn more about Trump's extreme Project 2025. And it says, Project 2025, noun, a dangerous and extremist plan for Trump's second term. Donald Trump's blueprint for a full government takeover by seizing power within the federal government and restricting freedoms from Americans. The plan calls for replacing government employees with politically appointed Trump loyalists, implementing a 50-state backdoor ban on abortion, and gutting Social Security and Medicare. Now, that sounds like great talking points, except for one, he said he has nothing to do with Project 2025. Two, he already said he would veto any national abortion ban. He has done what he said his job is, and that's to get it back to the states. Okay? And the third one is, they're worried about him using the federal government and politically appointed loyalists to do a takeover. Who does that sound like? Why do you think Donald Trump has been in court for 3 years, 2 years, and probably was only found guilty about anything? It was a Letitia James out in New York was the only thing that he was found guilty of. They dropped the classified memo. They've dropped all this stuff. They're just keeping him in court. And it is nothing but Democrat loyalists, Soros-appointed judges, all those people. All right, so the next tweet we have comes from Stephen Ratner. He's the former head of the Obama Auto Task Force, Wall Street financier, and writer for the New York Times op-ed. And he writes, violent crime has declined by 26% since Trump's last year in office. Quite the opposite of through the roof. Now, we're going to get into this a little bit more in the fourth segment, so I don't want to spoil it. But you know what? The numbers, they are down 26%. You'll have to tune in next segment because I will tell you exactly why the numbers are down 26%. Okay. Another one, and this is kind of cold-blooded, but I thought it was hilarious. So the Carolina Panthers, the worst team in football, tweeted, "Never forget" on 9/11, which turned out to be a horrible mistake because they got ate up by their own fans in the comment section. All right, so some of these, this post is still not safe. Every Sunday feels like I'm reliving 9/11. Our towers have been collapsing since 2017. Never forget 9/8. These teams make me wish I was on those planes. Right? I won't forget how bad the Saints did. Our 9/11 was this past Sunday. Saddam Hussein would be a better defensive coordinator. Right? Like, even somebody said leaving the comments on this post is absolutely diabolical. Somebody said, forget 9/11. We just lost 1047. Right? There's a picture of the towers and it says, our situation here is worse than theirs. Right? Like, they got eaten alive on their own comments. All right, so here's another one. This is from the Indy Star. Indy Star puts out, Trump says Harris was at a sorority party. Indy speaking engagement wasn't a party. Like, that's the tweet, right? But so she came here to meet with her sorority sisters. I'm sorry that it was called a party. What's the definition of a party? I don't know. I can't trust you if you can't tell me what the definition of a woman is, right? So who decides what a party is, right? It is what it is, right? The last one I have for you here is from CNN. They took a screenshot. I think they thought it was cool. Really just goes back to what I've been saying about it's nothing but lies, and Kamala didn't even get fact-checked. It says, false claims made during the debate. CNN fact-checks the first Trump-Harris debate. Donald Trump made 33 false claims. Do you know how many they said Kamala Harris made? One false claim is what it says. 33-1. Now, I played you a 2-minute clip that had at least 7 in those 2 minutes, right? But she didn't get caught up for all that. So take everything with a grain of salt. Please, please, please send us, send me, send Tony your awful tweets. We want to get everybody. I want to start making these things more local. All right. I want to give people, the people of the city, the attention they crave when they send out stupid stuff. All right. So let's at least get some local ones. The way you can do that, go ahead and send it to me at Indy Spanglish via DM. You can DM Tony Kinnett, or the Tonus is what his username is. And yeah, so we are going to take a little break, but we're going to come back for the fourth segment. The fourth segment's going to be, you know, it's the banger. All right, we got Hold the L coming up. Great award that I give out. We're going to talk about why crime is quote unquote down nationally, and then we're going to give you the full version of the latest hit song, "Don't Eat the Cat." Coming up soon. This is the 93 WIBC. I'm Jerry Lopez. You're listening to the Tony Kinnett Cast.
Kendall and Casey.
Hours upon hours of them telling you how great Joe Biden is, then telling you in the same speeches how screwed up things are in the country. How can both of these things be true?
Yes, we love you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. You've done so much for the country. Now get out.
Kendall and Casey. Weekdays 9 till noon on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
When you have a stuffy nose, life can be a bit unpleasant. Some live every day with a stuffy nose, and that can make life downright miserable. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula with Advent, where we are committed to eliminating your nasal breathing problems with simple in-office procedures like balloon sinuplasty, which requires no surgical cuts, little to no downtime, and can have you breathing better in less than 30 minutes. At Advent, we understand your inability to breathe freely limits your quality of life. And that's why we continue to pioneer the most advanced in-office procedures that have made our practice a global destination for those seeking to live their highest quality of life. Visit AdventKnows.com to see if you're a candidate for the balloon sinuplasty procedure. Because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary. Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Are you ready for the biggest boat and RV sale of the year? The 35th Annual Indianapolis Fall Boat and RV Show. 3 days of blowout clearance pricing at the Indiana State Fairgrounds September 20th through 22nd. But it's not a show. It's a sale. For 3 days only, shop acres of new and used boats and RVs, and this year we're in the new air-conditioned pavilion. If you don't buy it here, you'll pay too much. Dealers are liquidating their inventories, and after Sunday, they're gone forever. The 35th Annual Indianapolis Fall Boat and RV Show. Save on tickets at IndySportShow.com. Another Renfro production.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Great news! Indy Rhino Shield has partnered with Green Sky Financing to offer affordable monthly payments with 0% interest loans to qualified customers. Call 888-RHINO-41 for details.
Reach your fitness goals in 2024 with the 20-minute once-a-week program at Exercise Inc. 5 locations now in Fishers. Visit exerciseinc.com.
This September, Diamonds Direct's ultimate offer is back, stronger than ever. Diamonds Direct helps you get the perfect jewelry gift with 0% interest. That's right. Enjoy 5 years of 0% financing on any Diamonds Direct purchase. It's your chance to get her the perfect ring with 0 interest and comfortable monthly payments that fit your budget. But act fast. This offer ends September 30th. For details and more, visit diamondsdirect.com. Spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest on approved credit. Only at Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
It's JMV. Save 30% off herbaceous perennials, 50% off pottery, and 20% off patio furniture this week at Miss M's Home and Garden on State Road 135 in Bargersville.
You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Tony Kinnett Cast. I'm your host for today. My name is Jerry Lopez. You can find me on X at Indy Spanglish. Sure, you heard that, John Bon Jovi. There is a reason we played him just now. Rock legend John Bon Jovi and his team talked a woman down from a ledge at a pedestrian bridge in downtown Nashville on Tuesday. The Nashville Police Department said in a social media post. Bon Jovi was there filming a music video for his song, The People's House, on the bridge, which remained open to the public during the shoot. In a video posted by the Nashville Police Department, a woman wearing a blue shirt is seen over the ledge of the bridge with her arms wrapped around its railing. The video shows Bon Jovi and a production assistant walking along the bridge, which spans the Cumberland River between downtown Nashville and Nissan Stadium, where the Titans play, and greeting the woman on the ledge. The musician leaned up against her, talked with her. At some point, the lady climbs back over the ledge and hopefully received the help she got. But shout out to John Bon Jovi. God put him where he was supposed to be in that moment, and thank God that it ended with somebody getting another chance to live another day. So shout out to Bon Jovi. Good job. So now, one of my favorite segments, I love this one. It's called Hold the L with Jerry Lopez. All right, and Hold the L basically just means, look, I think that you deserve credit for this stupid decision you decided to make, and I don't know if you have enough ability to give yourself the credit, so I want to give you the credit if I can. All right, so our Hold the L for this week is the Indianapolis City Council. All right, now they just decided, and for some of you that aren't aware, Indianapolis evidently it has a huge sexual harassment problem. Okay, but now they've approved a motion to put together an investigative committee to basically tell you everything we already know about what's going on with Thomas Carl Cook, who was the ex-deputy mayor, who was was fired, I don't know how to say this, but for sexual harassment, multiple women. He was the mayor's number 2, okay? So now the city council is going to put together a committee Well, Witty Reviews on X found out that 4 of the 5 Democrats on the committee have received money from the people they're supposed to be investigating. So help me make sense of this. I don't know. Listen, if you want me to find nothing on you, it probably helps if you're giving me money. Right? I just want to put that out there. And as crooked as Democrats in a lot of these cities seem to be, it's funny. The one Democrat on there that I probably is my frenemy, my nemesis, right? Jesse Brown, our socialist communist, he's not on the list. All right. As a matter of fact, he came out and said that Mayor Hogsett should resign. Right. So in the same year, here I am now agreeing with Fetterman, Zuckerberg, and Jesse Brown, all within like 3 months. Okay, but so 4 of these 5 Democrats supposedly have received money from Thomas Cook, who was ex-deputy mayor, or Matt Pleasant, and we'll get into him. Those 4 people are Jessica McCormick, Andy Nielsen, Kristen Jones, and Krista Carlino. All right, now, once again, I've retweeted this. Look at it's Witty Reviews' post, and it shows how much money was received. So for those of you who don't know who Matt Pleasant is, an investigation began on July 22nd when a city government human resources was told about allegations of an inappropriate sexual misconduct by Matt Pleasant. The probe was found to be what's described as overwhelming evidence supporting the allegations. He was fired on September 4th, so this is well after the Thomas Carl Cook stuff. And they basically gave barely any details as to why he was let go. But here we go now. That's 2 times. 2 issues with sexual harassment, and you mean to tell me that the people that are going to investigate this are actually taking money from the sexual harassers? Congratulations, Indy City Council. You get to hold today's L. All right, so we're going to get into something that was brought up during the debate. Once again, we have receipts. Call your mom, call your grandma. This is actually happening. So you probably heard during the debate where Trump made a comment of, you're using taxpayers' money to do transition stuff for illegals. You're paying for sex surgeries for illegal immigrants. And everybody went, he has no clue what he's talking about. Well, we have receipts.
That they were standing in the way of surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. And there was a specific case. And when I learned about the case, I worked behind the scenes to not only make sure that that transgender woman got the services she was deserving.
Dude.
So it wasn't only about that case. I made sure that they changed the policy in the state of California so that every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access to the medical care that they desired and need. And I believe it was not only, I know it was historic in California, but I believe actually it may have been one of the first, if not the first in the country, where I pushed for that policy in a Department of Corrections.
So let me get this straight. In America, if you are a heroin addict and you may overdose, Narcan is free. In America, if you are an illegal immigrant who arrives at the state of California, healthcare is free. And now if you're an inmate who happens to be an illegal alien who now no longer wants to be in the men's prison, so you want to go to the prison for women, guess how much your reaffirming gender surgery is? Free. So who's paying for all this stuff, ladies and gentlemen? It is you and I, the taxpayer. We are paying. Look, we should all just walk back across the border, burn all our identification, come back over with fake names, and ball out. Right? You're going to get housing. You're going to get health care. You're going to get a cell phone. You're going to get a bunch of stuff. You're going to get a court date for 8 years from now, but it won't matter. All right? So let's get into something real quick. Hey, do not change that dial. We're going to play that full song for you, and you're going to love it. So crime supposedly is down nationally, right? That's what we've heard over and over and over. Well, the reality is in 2021, about a year after the Biden administration took over, they got rid of a long-standing crime reporting system, replacing it with a new system that made reporting crime statistics optional in big cities, right? So as a result of that, 6,000 law enforcement agencies don't even provide data to the FBI. right? That's 25% of the country's law enforcement agencies aren't even providing data to the FBI. All right, so Democrat-controlled cities like New York, San Francisco basically have decriminalized violent crime, right? So in New York City, 52% of violent felony cases, so more than half, are downgraded to misdemeanors. And offenders are typically offered diversion agreements that keep these offenses out of the crime stats. This manipulation alone accounts for more than a 50% drop in reported crime in the Big Apple, right? So why are the numbers going down? Because they're not reporting them. They don't have to. It doesn't take a genius to go outside and go, yep, feels like crime is up, right? So that is why crime is down. It has nothing to do with crime actually going down. It's underreported and unreported numbers. It's how many times have we seen reoffenders come out over and over and over, right? So, hey, listen, you're going to want to turn your radios up. It's that time right now. Turn your radio up, roll your windows down, okay? I want you to tweet at Indy Spanglish, and you let me know what the person in the lane next to you did when they heard you bumping the latest hit on the charts by Donald Trump, Don't Eat the Cat.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Eat the cat. 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 They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
And ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
People on television.
Let me just say here, this is the
people on television said my dog was taken and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from television.
But the people on television said the dog was eaten by the people that went there.
Again, the Springfield city manager says there's no evidence of that. Vice President Harris, I'll let you respond to the rest of what you've heard.
You talk about extreme.
Hey, that was the latest hit. So, hey, thank you for joining me tonight on 93 WIBC for the Tony Kinnett cast. If you like my content, if you're on X, hey, come on over, follow me. I'm at Indy Spanglish. And in the words of Alf, watch your cat. I'll be right back.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Hi there. I need a great connection to stream my favorite shows and movies.
Okay.
Is there a way I can get that and save money too?
We wondered the same thing. So we